I have a collection of over $3,000 worth of fragrances. I have 18 plus designer fragrances, and today we will be ranking those 18 designer fragrances from least favorite to what I believe is the best smelling designer fragrance in my collection. Now let's get started. Before we get to ranking all of my fragrances, I just want to clarify with you guys that all of the fragrances that I'm about to mention smell amazing. You cannot go wrong with any of these fragrances. So yeah, let's dive in. Now in last place, this one might come to you guys as a surprise, so it might be a hot take, but that is no other than YSL Myself Absolute. Now, this fragrance to me just smells like clean laundry detergent, almost as if you were to put your nose up to, any laundry detergent at a grocery store. Now, this smells good. And like I said, all of these fragrances that I'm about to mention smell good. But with this fragrance almost costing $200, it just didn't blow my mind away. Now, I do end up reaching for this fragrance from time to time if I just want to smell clean and like I just put on, a fresh pair of clothes and I want to smell very inoffensive. But for this fragrance to almost be $200, I just think that you could personally get better with that kind of money. So that's why it is in last place. Now in the number 16th place, we have Azzaro The Most Wanted Parfum. This to some people is arguably one of the best designer fragrances to them. But me personally, I just think that the other flanker, Azzaro The Most Wanted Intense, smells way better. Azzaro The Most Wanted Parfum is your sweet, seductive party fragrance. What I love about this fragrance is that it's very mass appealing, and it is a dumb reach fragrance if I want to go out to a party or to a club. Because this fragrance is sweet, I would save this for a colder summer night or just a cold evening. I would not suggest wearing this in the summertime because of how sweet it is. I've gotten complimented with this fragrance several times, but me personally, I just think that the other flanker, The Most Wanted Intense, is better. So that's why this is in 16th place. Now in 15th place, we have one of Jean Paul Gaultier's most talked about lines right now, and that is Le Beau. This is Le Beau EDT. Now this has been out for a while. I just got this fragrance about a month ago. This is your tropical, coconutty, a fragrance I would wear for a vacation. This to me, out of the Le Beau line, is one of the more tamed down versions. Now the projection and longevity of this isn't the greatest, and that's what brings it down in my rankings. But another reason why I just don't feel like this fragrance could be higher in the list is just because it's very forgettable. There's not anything about this fragrance that really blows me away. It just smells good and it plays it safe. I believe that other Le Beau fragrances smell better, and that's why I put this fragrance in 15th place. Now in 14th place, we have another Jean Paul Gaultier fragrance, and this one actually isn't really talked about. This line is kind of slept on, and that is Jean Paul Gaultier Scandal Absolute. I had heard many YouTubers talk about this fragrance and say that it was a 10 out of 10 fragrance. So when I heard that, I made the quick decision of buying it, and my expectations were kind of high. Now when I got this fragrance for the first time and smelled it, I really liked how it smelled. This is a very good sandalwood type fragrance, woody, sweet, and powdery. The sweetness to me comes across as a honey type of sweetness. This is a very good fragrance for the springtime. Now where I believe this fragrance could go better is that it just doesn't project enough or last long enough for me in my liking. When I spray this, although the fragrance to me smells very good, I just can't smell it on me after about 3 hours. So that's why I put this fragrance in 14th place. This would be a good fragrance if you're looking to wear something for a date. And, in that case, the performance really wouldn't matter too much. But, yeah, personally, I just think that there's better fragrances. Now, when I smelled this fragrance for the first time, I really liked it. This comes off as sweet, woody and powdery, but the sweetness doesn't come off as the sweetness that you would find in Armani's Stronger With You Intensely or Zara The Most Wanted Intense. How I would describe the sweetness in here is very soft, powdery, and inoffensive. Now, I think this would make a good date night fragrance, but the issue with this is that it just doesn't last long enough for my liking. So that's why this fragrance goes in 14th place. And now in the number 13th place, we have one of the OG fragrances. This is one of the top dogs of fragrances. This fragrance came out many, many years ago, and I remember seeing it talked on one of Jeremy Fragrance's YouTube videos, and man, this fragrance just, I think it started a lot in the fragrance community, and that is no other than Versace Eros EDT. There is so many good things about this fragrance, and one of them is just how affordable it is. I believe I bought this for $50, and that's for it being a 100 milliliter bottle. So yeah, it's just great price per value. As you can see, I've worn this fragrance a lot. It's got a huge scent, and out of all the bottles I own, this is the one that I've probably worn the most. This is a fragrance I got as a gift a while ago when I first started getting into fragrances, and I truly really enjoy wearing this. Versace Eros EDT smells like green apple, vanilla, and mint. Now, Versace Eros EDT is a very bold and loud fragrance. This would be great for something like a club or a party, just because of how loud of a fragrance it is. But me personally, because I like this fragrance so much, I had been wearing this for a while as an everyday fragrance because it's cheap and it just smells so, so good. If I'm ever in a rush to go somewhere, I find myself reaching for this a lot just because I know it smells good and I know it does the job. Versace Eros is very youthful smelling, and I would recommend it to people college age or high school. Now, because of how long this fragrance has been around and how popular it is, a lot of people wear it. And for me personally, I like to smell unique and different from others, so that's just the reason why it is in 13th place. In the number 12 spot, we have another new fragrance pickup, and this is one of Valentino's most talked about fragrance right now, and that is Valentino Born in Aroma Extra Dose. This is one of those fragrances that I smelled on a friend and immediately had to ask what he was wearing. Born in Aroma Extra Dose is one of the strongest fragrances I have in my collection. I find that when I spray this on me, I could smell it even past the next day. This leaves a very addicting scent trail and is definitely a safe blind buy. I tend to like sweeter fragrances, and out of all the Valentino fragrances, this is one of the most sweetest and loud ones in the line. Valentino Born in Aroma Extra Dose is a lavender, woody, and spicy fragrance. Now, the spices in this fragrance come across as sweet, and what I mainly get off this fragrance is sweet, woody notes. Now, you might be asking, Chris, this sounds like a good fragrance. Why is it in 11th place? And for me personally, this fragrance it smells good, but it smells pretty generic, and I can't lie. It smells just like any other men's designer fragrance, and it just isn't something new that I haven't smelled before. This fragrance will definitely get you lots of compliments, but it is just nothing game-changing or unique. In 11th place, we have a literal fragrance grenade, and that is Viktor & Rolf Spice Bomb EDT. Viktor & Rolf Spice Bomb EDT is one of those fragrances that walks into the room before you actually make it in. What this smells like to me is a mixture of sexy spices, very addictive and seductive, with a touch of lavender in it. When it's close to the holiday seasons, or those cold fall nights with the leaves falling down, I really like to wear these kind of fragrances that are very spicy and seductive. I've gotten told a few times that I smell really good wearing this before, and it's a fragrance that I really enjoy wearing. I definitely recommend it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now down to the number 10 spot of what I believe is the best of designer fragrances. And the number 10 spot, we have what many people would call the greatest of all time blue fragrance. And that is no other than YSL Y EDP. YSL Y EDP has notes of green apple, sage, and ambroxan. This fragrance to me smells like a combination of Dior Sauvage and Versace Eros. It's got the fresh masculinity vibe that Dior Sauvage has, combined with the sweet green apple note that Versace Eros has. Now, I cannot stress this enough. You cannot go wrong with this fragrance. This is a great everyday fragrance. I cannot think of anybody who wouldn't like how this smells. I feel like everybody needs a blue fragrance in their collection, and if you're looking for one, I would truly suggest this one. YSL Y smells super clean and fresh out the shower, almost as if you were to put on the most masculine body wash that you could imagine. In the number 9 spot, we have another affordable fragrance. That is Mont Blanc Legend. Now, when I say that I haven't smelled a fragrance that smells as fresh as this, I truly mean it. This is probably one of the most mass appealing and masculine fragrances I have in my collection. It smells very close to that DNA of Abercrombie and Fitch Fierce, which I truly enjoy. When I wear this, I get that little confidence boost knowing I smell really good, and I just really enjoy wearing this. If you're looking for something affordable and very safe to blind buy, I would really recommend this right here. Mont Blanc Legend. If you want to talk about a good summer fragrance, then this is it right here. It makes you feel refreshed, cold, and clean during the hot summer weather. If I were looking for a fragrance to wear, let's say to meet a girlfriend's parents and I wanted to wear something safe, I would wear this. And that just goes to show how safe of a fragrance this is. People who really enjoy those types of fragrances that are very musky and masculine, I think would really enjoy this. In 7th place, we have Jean Paul Gaultier Paradise Garden. This to me is the best fragrance in the Le Beau line. Paradise Garden is one of those fragrances that I could just pick up and smell and go, wow, this just smells incredibly good. I find that when I spray this on myself, I see myself smelling my wrist all the time, just over and over. This to me smells like the perfect vacation fragrance. To me, it smells like sipping on a refreshing tropical coconut smoothie while chilling on the Caribbean beach. I could see myself making this one of my most worn fragrances for the summertime, and I'm definitely excited to wear it more. In 7th place, we have what I believe is one of the best mainline Dior fragrances. That is Dior Homme 2020. Dior Homme 2020 is a favorite fragrance of mine just because of how masculine it smells. This smells like if what you could imagine the most woody and refreshing fragrance smells like. If you want to smell well put together, mature, and like you got your life put together, I would recommend this right here. Out of my whole collection, this is probably the most luxurious and expensive smelling fragrance I own. In 6th place, we have my number 1 favorite fragrance from Jean Paul Gaultier. If you haven't guessed, that's La Mer Le Parfum. Now, I typically don't really enjoy fragrances with the note iris, but this one I really enjoy because it doesn't smell too powdery and feminine. La Mer Le Parfum smells like vanilla bean paste and iris. Perfect for a date night or a special occasion. If I could only own 10 fragrances for the rest of my life, this would definitely be in that 10. And the number 5 spot, we have another Maison Margiela fragrance, and that is Jazz Club. Jazz Club to me smells like being in one of those restaurants that are fancy and dimly lit, holding a glass of rum that smells boozy and sweet. Now, this fragrance settles into a dark, smoky, and boozy type of vanilla, and it is a very warm, cozy type of fragrance. This is one of those scents that you really want to get in closer to smell it. This is yet another one of those fragrances that if you enjoy something that smells mysterious and unique, I would recommend this. The reason why this is in 5th place out of all my designer fragrances is because my favorite type of fragrance is the sweet, colder weather date night fragrances, and this is definitely an essential if you like those fragrances as well. In the number 4th spot, we have Armani Stronger With You Intensely. To a lot of people, this is their favorite fragrance in their collection, and it's pretty up there in my collection as well. I've gotten countless amount of compliments with this fragrance right here. Armani Stronger With You Intensely is definitely one of those colognes that I will be repurchasing once I finish this bottle. Stronger With You Intensely smells like the perfect holiday fragrance. It smells like caramel roasting over chestnuts. And my favorite part about it is that it has this addictive sweetness to it that is similar to the sweetness that you find in like a fancy dessert. Stronger With You Intensely fills up all the boxes. Stronger With You Intensely fills in all the boxes. It smells good, it has good longevity, it fills up the room, and it's addicting. Now in third place, we have no other than one of the most iconic day-night fragrances of all time. That is YSL La Nuit de l'Homme. This fragrance is up there on the top of my list because it is just so iconic. This was the second fragrance I ever bought with my own money, and I bought it when I first started getting into the whole fragrance content, watching Jeremy Fragrance's videos, and everybody else just putting this at their #1 spot for day-night fragrances, and my love for fragrances just blew up after I got this fragrance. It smells very elegant, it smells very smart and put together. The base of this fragrance is cardamom and lavender, and you just get that throughout the whole fragrance. This fragrance isn't loud and sweet like the previous fragrances I listed. This is more calm, seductive, and low-key. This is a fragrance that's discovered when you walk closer to a person. Now, a lot of people's biggest complaint with this fragrance is that it doesn't last long. I mean, that is true, but when a fragrance smells this good, the longevity doesn't really matter to me. On top of this fragrance smelling great, I just love the bottle as well. I think that this is one of the most beautiful cologne bottles that exist. Early on when I first got this fragrance, I remember spraying it on me before I go to sleep just because of how much I loved how it smelled. And that still applies to it now, you know. After having this many amount of fragrances, I still see myself going back to this, and I still think it smells great. What I enjoy the most about this fragrance is just how calming and soothing it is. I think that's due to the lavender that really just stands out in this fragrance. In the #2 spot, we have what I call my first love of fragrance. That is Dolce & Gabbana The One EDP. As you guys can see, the dent in this is humongous. You know, I'm almost finished with the bottle. Dolce & Gabbana The One EDP is the only fragrance that I own in which I have bought in a whole nother bottle, matter of fact, an even bigger bottle than I had before, just because I was running low on this one. If that doesn't say how good of a fragrance this is, then I don't know what does. This to me smells like the perfect fall night. Dolce & Gabbana The One has notes of tobacco, spices, citrus, sandalwood, and honey, which just comes together and makes what I believe is one of the best fragrance DNAs of all time. This is one of those fragrances that truly just makes me happy when I wear it. If you want to smell like a well-dressed man put together, then I really suggest this. If I could only own 3 colognes for the rest of my life, this would definitely have to be one of them. What Dolce & Gabbana The One does that is really good is that it is able to be a sweet fragrance that isn't too youthful. It's mature, classy, and elegant. The person who wears Dolce & Gabbana The One definitely is well-dressed and well-groomed. Now, in the #1 spot, we have what is my most complimented fragrance of all time. Azzaro The Most Wanted Intense. No other fragrance has gotten me asked, what am I wearing, as much as this one. I've even gotten some of the most crazy compliments that I might not even be able to say on this video with this fragrance. Azzaro The Most Wanted Intense is unapologetically good smelling. It is caramel and cardamom done to perfection. When I want to wear something that I know will for sure get me compliments, I like to wear this right here. This again is another fragrance that I will be repurchasing once this bottle goes empty. What I enjoy the most about this fragrance is the performance of it. It creates this delicious smelling scent bubble around you, and it just gives you this sense of confidence that is unlike any other fragrance I own. Again, this fragrance is just ridiculously good smelling. And with that being said, that wraps up my video for ranking all of my designer fragrances from least favorite to favorite. If you made it this far into the video, then I really appreciate you guys watching, and I hope you guys tune in for my future videos. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and till next time, peace.